buildy here. I don't know if it's going to work or not. It's really windy today. I'm not getting too much wind noise, but we'll give it a try. A little short one. I haven't been putting the video out like I should be. I wrote some articles, had to translate some stuff. Had to take a little trip. There's a lot going on. As an update, the operations in Ukraine are on schedule, according to President Putin. Looks to me like the area that they control is forming a big, huge cauldron right in the middle of Ukraine. Well, there's not much opposition there. It's not really going to be a cauldron, I guess. It'll just be a place where people won't have a choice to fight anymore. Might be a peaceful resolution in the majority of it. On the east side of the Dnieper, anyway. Looks like they've got everything almost all the way to the Trans-Dnieper under control. Pockets, Mariupol. Of course, there's lots of Nazis that had buildings all rigged up. They wouldn't let people leave. They're shooting people for leaving because they want to keep their human shields. But slowly getting liberated. And there's been some tentative things in some of my feeds, some of my private ones of people that I know are doing, that said it's pretty much a done deal, but not quite. maybe not for certain. Oh, those are my youngest daughter's learning how to ride a bicycle. Her older sister's teaching her. But anyway, it's good news. They got all these little pots of hardcore Nazis using people for human shields, setting up fire bases in residential areas and not letting anybody leave. And the Russians and the Lugansk and Donetsk Republic armies and the Chechens are surrounding them and squeezing them and doing what they need to do. Yeah, I think it's probably pretty good news. Confirmation of that is the little worm Zelensky was going on television squeaking about war crimes and human rights violations that the Russians did in Mariupol. Well, he probably wouldn't be doing that if it wasn't losing their human shields and getting closed in on and dealt with. Wants to make sure that the West puts out that narrative that all these horrifying things that happened are the Russians' fault. They put up patiently for 8 years with all this stuff in the Donbass because they didn't want to have bad optics. And now they're going to go around just blowing the hell out of everything. Really? People who believe that are just freaking idiots. They have no capability of getting to the truth, or they have no desire to. I don't know, I'm tired of trying to show people something they don't want to see. Not going to waste my time with them anymore. Gonna keep doing these videos, but we're going to include a lot of other things that need to be addressed. I saw I put an article in my website at unclebilly.com. It's got a blog. I need to really put a lot more articles in there. I just put one in about a congressman from Florida, if I remember correctly. Yeah, definitely Florida. He was having people sign some sort of message of support for Zelensky. And this guy's a veteran. He's got his legs blown off in Afghanistan. He was there about the same time I was. And he's gunning for Zelensky. Well, you know, a veteran with his legs blown off in action. Well, he was a bomb specialist. He was, yeah, he got into some explosives, the IEDs. He was dealing with them. It's a pretty dangerous job. I don't think the casualty rate's much higher than some industrial jobs are. I mean, they're real good at what they do and real careful, but sometimes stuff happens. Seemed like a nice guy, but why is he on the wrong side? Well, I did a little digging and found out, well, maybe he's not such a nice guy. He's got some shenanigans going with stocks. He said some really nasty things about, you know, sexual innuendos with 15-year-olds. And then he lied about it. Yeah, I don't have a lot of respect for people like that. But Americans fetishize the military. So you can't question him or criticize him. He's a veteran, by God. That edifice needs to be brought down. Anyway, go to Uncle Bildy, go on the blogs if you want to read it. Do your own research. Your results may vary. I think you'll find the same things I found. But the points I made, it's just not that guy. It's the fetishization of the military. I know lots of people that had limbs missing in the industrial sectors. You know, they're not fetishized. Actually, we had contractors in Afghanistan. The contractors got it worse than the military as far as casualties went, according to statistics. Most people won't believe that. Look it up. It's true. A lot of contractors died serving their country. No, they went there to get the money and to serve too. They were patriotic. They believed the Bush doctrine. I did what I went in. I'm ashamed to admit. But it's an adventure. You think you're doing a good thing. You get paid. We got military pay. We didn't get any more pay than the U.S. military did. My outfit. We got paid the military scale and the same uplifts. We just got a lot more hours, and we could be fired at the drop of a hat, and we often were. But, hell, my first week there, they hit right in front of a tent and killed some guys that were sleeping in it. Yeah, it can happen. Some people just, I don't know, they virtue signal with all that. Thank you for your service, Brandon. Let me pay for your dinner at Golden Corral. They're just doing a job. It's a hazardous job. They get paid. I'm a lot more impressed by the heroes of the Donbass, Donetsk and Lugansk. Most of those guys are just miners, carpenters, masons, cab drivers, metal workers. Yeah, they defended their country. Nobody freaking paid them. They were called terrorists. They didn't care. They defended their homeland. They did whatever needed to be done. Yeah, you get sign on the U.S. military, and they give you your training, and they give you your equipment, and they give you your meals, and they give you a ride to where you need to go, and unleash you to kill people for the New World Order. Yeah, heroes. I don't think so. Not buying it. I've been spending a day trying to sort out my electronic digital crap. I'm not very good at it. I'm setting up Patreon. I'm still not quite clear on some of the concepts. I think I got it pretty much set up. I just got to load some content into it. I got to get all my videos safe and sound somewhere, because I just got them on Rumble and YouTube, and I don't know about Rumble. Rumble's better than YouTube, but who knows? They might make everything disappear. I don't keep them on my phone. I don't have enough memory. Should have put them on a stick or something, I guess. I'm not that technically inclined. I'm going to get me a... I'm going to get a... what do they call it? GoFundMe type thing. Actually, there's a whole bunch of places like GoFundMe. They all pretty much the same, though. I mean, different rates and different specialties. Don't know which one to use. Anybody has experience with that, drop me a line. My email is in unclebildy.com. Or drop a line in the comments if you like. I still try to go through all the comments. I've been pretty good at it. Hopefully this thing gets big enough where I won't be able to anymore. But I'm going to do a GoFundMe type thing and make a real short influx. I need a big infusion of cash. Everything I got needs some attention. That means money, usually. Yeah, it always means money. It's always like this. But if I'm going to stay here and do this full time, I really need to get zeroed in on something and providing something valuable for people. And I'm all open to suggestions from patrons. Fighting disinformation. Well, the disinformation, I think, eventually is going to take care of itself. Because the American media is just becoming so absurd. There's no way this is sustainable. And when this thing, it's going to become obvious what happened. They're going to try to spin it some way. I don't know how they're going to do it. It's just nuts. Zelensky lost. NATO lost. The U.S. lost. They're just still trying to maximize casualties, and then they'll claim Russia is guilty of war crimes. They'll claim Russia did everything. They attacked poor little Ukraine for no reason. The most corrupt. Well, it's a Somalia of Europe. I heard that a long time ago. It's the Somalia of Europe. Zelensky is Kolomoisky's troll. Zelensky is a puppet of the U.S. and NATO, and he is a puppet of Kolomoisky, and he's also beholden to the actual Nazis, Kolomoisky's creatures, Azov Battalion and all them, because they're going to do something to him if he does something they don't like. And they are running things. The place is run by freaking Nazis. They don't have a lock on the whole country, but they got large pockets of it. Oh, less and less now. There's a lot less of them too. But where these people come from, the U.S. inculcated them. I'll put some links to some real interesting stuff. The CIA's been doing this since the end of World War II. Nazis went on the payroll. They helped them organize. They gave them intel. They kept them in here to fight the Soviets and sabotage things. Well, those things grow legs and run away with themselves. There's always mission creep. Grows a life of its own. Not particularly completely under control. Kind of like the Mujahideen in Afghanistan turned into the Taliban. Morphs into a monster. And they just ride the waves and try to use it. They fill their pockets. They get a lot of money out of the chaos. Congress critters get involved. A lot of Ukrainian Nazi organizations in Canada. Probably in the U.S. too. They even, I remember I even did a little research back during one of the elections. I think they were going for Hillary. They were pulling shenanigans to get Hillary elected. Well, that was when Trump ran. Yeah, there was Canadian Nazi organizations that were gunning for Hillary, and I don't remember exactly what they were doing. I've forgotten. There's been so much stuff, it's hard to keep track of it. Wish I was better organized. If I had to do over again, I would have mirrored a lot. I mean, I would have archived a lot of stuff. I would have downloaded an awful lot of videos and kept them, and a lot of links. I did have a lot of stuff, but well, my computer got stolen one time and took care of a lot of that. But anyway, in Ukraine, Kolomoisky really got a lot of businesses under his control just by having, he endorsed, what you call them in England, soccer hooligans, sports clubs. Uber violent, super violent idiots that just like to go beat people up at sporting events over what team they're rooting for, right? They got that in England. Well, they got it in Ukraine in spades. They call them ultras. Hooligan in Russian, it's called an ultra, especially in Ukraine. And he would give them money and make, I guess they'd pay for a clubhouse for them and pay for their bus rides and tickets and stuff. And they appreciated that, so they did what he told them to. He'd take gangs of them into corporate meetings with clubs and pellet guns and make him sign the corporation over to him, because he already had the prosecutor either in his pocket or scared of him, and they would never press charges on him. He ended up with a lot of businesses. Man's a billionaire. He's been pretty much running Ukraine. He also runs the TV station that Zelensky was an actor, a comedian in a show called Servant to the People. And then he started a party, supposedly Kolomoisky started it, called Servant to the People, and he became president. This all sounds like a joke, doesn't it? And Kolomoisky's behind it, running all of it. He's an interesting fella. He owes me $2,000 because he absconded with everybody's money when they, after the referendum. He was the main banker here in Crimea. He just closed his banks and took his money home. Actually, it wasn't his money, it's my money. At least $2,000 though it was. But anyway, I need to do a little research on him. I write an article. He's Jewish, you know, Ashkenazim, and I think he's a member of Chabad in good standing. And he also started his own organization called the Kazzarian Homeland. A lot of Ashkenazim Jewish people deny that they're Kazzarians, that they're Turkic. They are Semites, but they have a lot of Turkic blood. They came from the Kazzarian kingdom, which converted to Judaism in like the 7th century, or maybe it was 8th century. Anyway, they I guess it's kind of like the Jews from the Saudi Peninsula and from Babylon came in, and they taught them the Hebrew alphabet, and they applied it to their own language, which didn't have an alphabet. And it became eventually Yiddish. There's some theories about that. Pretty solid ones, too. There are dissertations. I'll see if I can find them. They've probably been scrubbed, but there have been some about that by scholars. Of course, they get called anti-Semites, and by people that deny that. It is a liability to admit that you're Kazzarian when you're occupying Palestine. Kolomoisky, I'll give him this. He's pretty honest about that. The only thing is, he wants the old Kazzarian homeland back, everything between the Black and Caspian Seas, including Crimea, to be the new Israel. Gotta hand it to him. He's magnificent as far as ambitions go. I'm hoping he won't be around with us any longer. I don't know where he's at. He probably got all his money and left Ukraine with some help. Might be in Tel Aviv right now, or Switzerland. I think he's also a Swiss citizen. Switzerland harbors a lot of horrible, horrible criminals that are threats to humanity. But yeah, nobody talks about straightening them out, right? Just some thoughts. Very dangerous thoughts. Is there any other kind? I better cut this off. My fingers are getting cold. I gotta go find my kids. I don't know where they went while I'm just wandering around here yakking. Anyway, Uncle Bildy broadcasting from the safest place on the planet. I really believe that. This place is just a bastion. It's almost crime-free, thanks to sanctions and U.S. Historical politics. Uncle Bildy signing out. I'm truly blessed. How about you?